Daily Devotionals for April 15th. Today's scripture reading will be 1 Peter 3, verse 7, and I'm going to read this out of the Amplified today. In the same way, you married men should live considerately with your wives, with an intelligent recognition of the marriage relation, honoring the women as physically the weaker, but realizing that you are joint heirs of the grace of God's unmerited favor of life, in order that your prayers may not be hindered and cut off. Otherwise, you cannot pray effectively. You know, that's a powerful scripture. And I want to say a little bit earlier in chapter 3, Peter's speaking about the married women and how they are to be submissive to their husbands, and how the women, and they were, and he uses Sarah as an example on how she obeyed Abraham and called him Lord. And it's not that she was making him the Lord of her life, but that was kind of typical at that time. Now, I want to mention here that, Peter is saying here that we are, when you are married, it's really vital that the two come together in prayer. You're both husband and wife. You are joint heirs of the grace of God. And your prayers, when you come together, the husbands honors the wives as a joint heir, so that his prayers are not hindered. So therefore they are effective. I remember counseling somebody a long time ago, and I used that scripture because the husband and wife were so far apart from each other. It's like they never ever came together to pray together. They barely talked to each other. And then, they wonder why nothing's ever working. I'm like, well, you need to come together. Each of you need to be honoring the other one, and you need to come together and pray, seek God together, and in that relationship, and God will honor those joint prayers. It's just very simple here in the scripture. The husband needs to, the wife is to honor her husband, and when they come together, she is the weaker vessel, but they come together, they are both joint heirs of God's grace. And, if they come together, their prayers are not cut off, they're not hindered, and therefore God hears their prayers and answers them. Okay? All right, till next time, be blessed.